Hey everyone, how you doing? Hey Shakers, my name is Nerissa Malloy, business strategist and operations expert. And so I hope you are probably on your lunchtime taking a minute. I hope you are taking a minute. But yeah, I wanted to come on real quick to talk about what your business needs to stay afloat. And when I mean afloat, meaning you're probably like you're drowning right now if you're a business owner and you're growing fast and you have a lot going on. So that's what we're talking about here, how you as a business owner can stop drowning because your business is fast growing. You're doing some amazing things, but you're trying to keep up. So that's what we're talking about today. And just note, take note, here's a plug. I got my Be Unshakable T, 1 Corinthians 16:13, because we are in the movement to create unshakable CEOs. So I'm excited. So if you're joining for the first time, this is your first time meeting me, hello. If you are used to me, then you know what we're about. Work with all systems, operations, processes, strategies so that you can grow your team, simplify, streamline, and save your sanity as you grow your business. Right. So there's a lot of talk about systems. And if you are in the early phase of entrepreneurship, you've heard it, or you feel like, you know what, I don't need it right now because my business may not be at that level. But I want you to understand the important thing about systems is that it creates the culture for your business. And if you are running a business, your ultimate goal should be to grow that business, to make some substantial income, some substantial revenue, and to be able to make a huge impact, right? So, the whole purpose of having business culture is because you're going to eventually have a team. You can't be a solopreneur forever. It's not going to work because I say a lot of times, and I have it in my email, it's teams win championships. Teams, individuals play the game, but the team wins the championship. So for you to win in business and be that champion, that pioneer, that standout person that grows a successful brand, that serves, grows, and has impact and positions you to make that philanthropic um, donations, to have that type of impact, you have to grow a real business. And when you grow a real business, you start to onboard team members, whether they're employees or contractors, right? And how they work together, how you serve your clients, how you work as a team, all of that, your ethics, your values, the behaviors, your goals, your objectives, the code of conduct, all of that is your business culture, right? And majority of you have come from a place of a 9 to 5. And if you have, you know what the culture is like. We talk about it at like, oh, this culture here is toxic, or no one communicates, or So think about the workplace and the culture that's there, and think about what type of culture you want to create for your business, for your clients, for your customers. So you want to make sure you keep that in the back of your mind and know that the key to building your culture for your business is to ensure that you have the right systems in place. So systems, processes, workflows, all of this are different elements of your business that come together to interconnect so that things can run a lot more smoothly, more efficiently, more productive. It's just different elements of your business that come in and work together, right? A lot of times people think of systems and they're like, oh my God, it's technology, it's so overwhelming, I don't want to do it. But the key is to start early. Start looking at some of the things, the manual things, the redundant things that you need to maybe I need to put a system in place. Or if you feel that there's something that's reoccurring in your business that you don't like, maybe I need to create a process to make sure that we're all following the same process. Basically, we're all following the same thing, we have all the same goals, because ultimately these systems work together to achieve an ultimate goal in your business, to achieve an ultimate objective. That's why it's so crucial that you have systems in your business. And it's so crucial that you start documenting them from the beginning. So, for example, if you know you have a certain way as a business owner, especially if you're starting out and you realize, okay, I've grown rapidly, but I know this is one thing that I know that I do the same way over and over. So when a client calls, I know I handle the call this way and I would direct them this way. If someone wants to learn about my services, I know I get on a phone call, we do XYZ, I take them through this step. If this is something that you are doing, it's successful, and you want it to continue to duplicate, then you need to document it. Find a way, if it's a quick video, if it's a standard operating procedure, if it's a policy, however you want to do it, document it that way. If you are not able to carry out this task, or you need to delegate it, which you should eventually be doing as a CEO, you have a documented process, a system, so other people can jump in and follow that. You can hand it off to your COO, say, okay, this is a task that I no longer need to do. I'm going to hand it off to my operations person, my manager, my admin, my supervisor. Here's the task that I need you to take over. And it's easy to delegate, it's easy to duplicate because it's documented. That's an example of a system. Think about when you, again, I like to reference the workplace because a lot of people came from a 9 to 5 when they started their business, or they may be a dual entrepreneur, they're doing both. But you got to understand, when you first started that job, there was an onboarding process, there was a hiring process, same way the way they reached out to you, scheduled your interview, and when you accepted the position, now there were the next steps for you to go through the onboarding process. That was a system. Then when you came in, you had to go through orientation, learn about policies and procedures. It's done in the beginning. So all of that is a system because ultimately they want everyone to follow the same routine, and it can be duplicatable. So when you think about your customers, how are your customers, clients, patients, how are they experiencing you? Are they all going through the same process, or do they have a different process? If someone reaches out to you by phone, are you able to follow a same process where they can fill out paperwork, complete this, and get in your ecosystem? Or if someone DMs you, sends you a message, listen, I heard about your services, I want to learn more. Are you able to run them through that same process where, okay, here's a link, do XYZ, or are you all over the place? You have to systematize what I call your portals of entry, right? So that's just one example. If you have different ways that people can reach out to you to find out more about your products and services, how can you create a system where even though they reach out to you this way, they're all going through the same process, whether it's a DM and an automated message that says do this, whether it's a phone call and they get an automatic response or a voicemail that says do this, whether you send a text and they get an automatic response that says, do this. If they call after hours, there's a voicemail that says, do this. If they send you an email, there's still an autoresponder that says, do this. That's what a system is, so that you're not all over the place. You're not missing revenue. You're not missing email. You're not missing out on a whole lot of things because they are all over disjointed. And now you feel like I'm doing so much in my business, I'm drowning because you can't keep up. So this is why people are talking about systems, because if you want to grow and scale a solid 6-7 figure business, you're going to have some foundational systems in place so that your business can be able to grow. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes you outgrow systems. You may be a person that's organized and say, I want to make sure I have an email list in the beginning. I want to be able to collect emails, reach out to my customers all the time. And you may have that. But as you grow and you grow rapidly, you realize what I started with is not what I need. I need a little bit more, right? But again, you have to look at the systems in your business, the processes, the workflows, and you got to listen to your team. Because if your team, your contractors, your employees are telling you something's not working, or you realize that oops, something here started here. And if you realize that, you know what, my delays, I'm getting delays, I'm missing deadlines, time is being wasted. You realize I have all these contractors, but I'm still spending 12, 14 hours in my business. Something is wrong. There's either some systems are not in place, some workflows, some processes, or you're not delegating. That's a whole nother topic for another day, but you can't have a lot of people on your staff and you're still inefficient, wasting time, wasting resources, wasting money. Another thing that I find that affects a lot of business owners is that they have the contractors, they have the employees, right? But they're all doing almost the same thing. They're duplicating the work. So you're not increasing productivity, you're not increasing efficiency because of the duplication. That's a time waster. Time waster, and you're throwing money down the drain. So it's so important for you to make sure that you have the right systems in place, because not only will it increase your efficiency, it'll increase your productivity, your revenue, your employee satisfaction, decrease turnaround, because everyone feel like they're contributing. They have a process to follow. They understand it can be duplicated, and it's not every minute they have to turn and ask you a question. How is this done? Because again, that creates more inefficiencies. So that's the thing about systems. Systems also allows you to, once you put them in place, you can track them. You can now have a system for tracking. Is this working? How am I measuring this? From month to month, how is the business growing and moving forward? How is the team moving forward? How many clients are booking calls? How many patients are coming through the doors? Are what is the and what do we call it, Lord? Patient satisfaction, client satisfaction. Are we doing surveys? How are you monitoring that? Are you tracking from month to month? Are those scores going up? Are you getting reviews? Do you have a system for that, right? So systems are so important for your business. And a lot of times, again, you may believe like my business just started, I don't need it, or I have to wait till I hit 6 and 7 figures in business before I put some systems in place. I'm here to tell you, no. You can start as early in business as you would like. As you once you start doing things and you feel like I'm doing this, this is a system, this is how I'm doing this is my procedure, my process for getting this done, document it. So you can start as early as possible. And if you have already started, you have a growing business and you're doing extremely well, 6+ figures, and you feel like I grew so fast, I don't have a solid structure, system, anything in place, then we need to have a conversation. Because I do operations audits to do a deep dive into your business to identify the gaps. We do a SWOT analysis. What are the strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities? Where are you in your current business? Where would you like to go? And what do you need to put in place before you can grow to your next level? Because unfortunately, like I said, if you are missing important systems, it's like building a business on quicksand. So as you start building more capacity, more clients, more patients, what's going to happen is that you're going to start to sink. The foundation is going to crack because there's too much built on it. Your capacity is up here, but your foundation is wobbly. So what's going to happen is going to all crack. And you don't want that to happen, especially as a business owner, because you are building kingdom businesses to serve, to impact, and to grow, right? So people are connected to you, your family, your legacy, all these things are connected to you. So you want to make sure that you are building a business and not a side hustle. So you need to understand, what do I need to put in place? So again, if you feel like your team, the communication is broken, you're missing deadlines, or it's taking longer than usual to complete tasks. It takes longer than usual for patients to book appointments, or turnaround times, or email responses delayed, or you're bombarded with client work, right? You need to think about, what systems do I need to put in place that can help me streamline my business, help to get things more simplified, and also help me keep my sanity with my growing business. We need to look at your support. What does that look like for your team? What team do you have in place? Are they optimized? Are you using the right people in the right roles? All of this is part of systems, processes, and workflows that will help support the growth of your business. So once again, I'm Nerissa Malloy, business strategist and operations expert, and this is where I do a deep dive into your business to identify where are the gaps, where are the bottlenecks, where's the inefficiencies, and how we can put a plan together to fill those gaps, address your needs so that you can make sure that your business can get to the next level with a solid foundation. So if that's you, I would love to have a conversation with you. There's a link in the chat so that you can book a call with me. Let's schedule your business audit. Let's look at what you need to do so that you can take your business to the next milestone, to your next money milestone, to your next revenue milestone, to your next whatever that is for you. Let's look at the plan. Let's make sure you have the key foundational pieces in place so your infrastructure is solid so that you can grow your business. Last but not least, I love sharing the story about some amazing women that started their business, a home care agency, healthcare professionals, and they were able to sell that baby for $10 million, over $10 million. And I say all of that to say it's so rewarding to hear these stories, especially African American women like ourselves that start businesses, that grow it to that successful level and are able to sell it. But you can only be able to do that if you have the right systems and structures in place so people can come in and say, wow, I love what you have established here. I want to buy this from you. Just like that. It's a turnkey operation where, you know what, they can duplicate it. And you know what, here's the thing. Once you do it the first time, you can do it again. But you have to, again, have the right systems in place. So these are the reasons why systems are so important. So if that's you, you have a six-figure plus business, grew rapidly, and you realize, wow, I'm doing too much. I'm wearing multiple hats. I'm unable to delegate. I don't know what to delegate, but I know that I am, what's the word I put in the title? I am about to drown as the CEO. I need a life jacket. I need a way that I can take some of these things off my plate, whether it's an operations person that can come in and just take over, or whether we can have a VIP day, sit down and do a deep dive and dig into my business, pull it apart and identify all the things that I need to put in place to get to the next level. And we do that. Or whether it's just a strategy session where it's like, you know what, I have some questions, I need some guidance, I don't know what to do next. Either way, reach out to me because I can support you in those areas so that you can make sure that your business is on the right track, that you can be certain of your next steps, and you can have confidence in where you're going with your business. So again, I'm Nerissa Malloy. It was great chatting with you. Share this broadcast with anybody that you know that is an entrepreneur that's looking to grow and expand their business. Or if you feel like there's somebody that you know that's doing amazing things, but you feel like they're tired, they're overwhelmed, they're burnt out in their business, and they need more support, share this broadcast, tag them. Also, if you're watching on replay, comment replay. Let me know where you're from. Either way, have an amazing day. Take care. Hey, IG family, take care. Have an amazing day.